Why this happiness when you simply disappear, ladies and gentlemen? Let me ask you something real, something raw. Why is it that we work so hard for applause, but when the stage lights dim, we feel empty? Why do we chase a happiness that evaporates the moment we're alone? I'll tell you why. It's because we're chasing the wrong kind of joy. We're chasing the fleeting kind that needs validation, the kind that needs an audience, the kind that disappears because it was never real to begin with. True happiness, it doesn't rely on likes, followers, or fleeting moments of approval. True happiness is built, not borrowed. It's found in the quiet moments when no one is watching. It's in the process, not the prize. It's in being, not pretending. Stop living for a round of applause. Start living for purpose. Because when you build your happiness from within, it won't disappear when the crowd does. So ask yourself this: who are you when the curtain falls? What kind of happiness are you building, one that stays or one that fades? Because the choice is always yours. Fleeting happiness is the kind of joy that feels good in the moment but doesn't last. It's the excitement you feel when someone praises you, the rush when you achieve a milestone, or the thrill of being celebrated. It feels real, powerful, even addictive. But as soon as the applause fades or the moment passes, so does the happiness. It's like trying to hold onto smoke. It slips through your fingers no matter how tightly you grasp it. This kind of happiness is rooted in external factors, things that are beyond your control. It depends on others' opinions, achievements, or material possessions. You feel happy because someone acknowledged you, because you reached a certain level of success, or because you acquired something new. But here's the catch: when those things go away, so does your happiness. Think about it. How many times have you felt on top of the world after a big accomplishment, only to feel empty the next day? Or maybe you felt amazing when someone complimented you, but that feeling vanished as soon as they stopped. That's the problem with fleeting happiness. It's conditional. It's not yours, it's borrowed. It doesn't grow from within you, it's handed to you by circumstances or other people. And anything that isn't truly yours can be taken away just as easily as it was given. The danger of living for fleeting happiness is that it keeps you on a constant chase. You're always looking for the next high, the next approval, the next external source to fill a void inside you. But no matter how much you achieve or how much recognition you get, it will never be enough. You'll always need more because you're trying to satisfy an internal need with external solutions, and that never works. True happiness comes from within. It's the kind of joy that doesn't rely on external factors like recognition, possessions, or even other people. It's a state of being that is deeply rooted in who you are, not in what you have or how the world sees you. This kind of happiness is steady, resilient, and enduring. It doesn't waver with circumstances because it's not tied to them. It comes from knowing yourself, accepting yourself, and finding peace with where you are in life. When happiness is internal, it grows from a foundation of self-worth. It's about recognizing that you are enough as you are without needing to prove anything to anyone. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing your value isn't tied to achievements or opinions. It's built on a sense of purpose, on doing things that align with your values and bring meaning to your life. Whether it's pursuing your passions, helping others, or simply appreciating the small moments, internal happiness is about creating fulfillment from within. This kind of happiness doesn't crumble under pressure or fade when the crowd disappears. It stays with you through the highs and the lows because it's not dependent on fleeting circumstances. It's the strength you feel when you overcome challenges, the peace you find in solitude, and the joy that comes from growth and learning. Internal happiness isn't something you wait for, it's something you create every single day through the choices you make and the mindset you cultivate. It's a practice, not a destination. It's about gratitude for what you have instead of longing for what you don't. It's about focusing on progress, not perfection. It's about finding contentment in the moment rather than constantly chasing the next big thing. Internal happiness is yours to nurture and protect, and once you have it, no one and nothing can take it away. The trap of seeking validation is one of the most deceptive obstacles to true happiness. It starts innocently enough: the need for approval, the desire to be liked, the hope that someone will recognize your worth. It feels good when others praise you, agree with you, or acknowledge your efforts. But over time, this external approval becomes a craving, and that craving becomes a trap. You start shaping your actions, decisions, and even your identity around what others think, forgetting who you really are in the process. The problem with seeking validation is that it puts your sense of self-worth in someone else's hands. Instead of deciding for yourself that you are enough, you rely on others to tell you. Their opinions start to matter more than your own. You begin to measure your value by how many people approve of you, how many likes you get, or how often someone compliments you. But the truth is, no matter how much approval you receive, it's never enough. The satisfaction is always temporary, and the need for more grows stronger. What makes this trap so dangerous is that it shifts your focus outward. Instead of living authentically, you begin to live performatively. You do things not because they align with your values or bring you joy, but because they'll earn you applause. You start making choices based on what will please others rather than what will fulfill you. Over time, this disconnect can leave you feeling lost and empty because you've built a life that isn't truly yours. Validation seeking also makes you vulnerable to criticism. When your happiness depends on external approval, even a single negative comment can shatter your confidence. You begin to fear failure, judgment, or rejection, and that fear can hold you back from taking risks, speaking your truth, or pursuing your dreams. You become more focused on avoiding disapproval than on chasing your purpose. In the end, seeking validation is a never-ending cycle. It keeps you running on a treadmill, chasing an approval that never truly satisfies. It keeps you looking outward for something that can only come from within. It's a trap because it promises happiness but delivers emptiness, leaving you feeling more disconnected from yourself than ever before. Happiness is not found in the final destination or the end result. It's found in the process, the journey, the steps you take every day toward your goals. So often we fall into the trap of believing that we'll be happy when we achieve a certain milestone, when we get that promotion, when we buy that house, when we finish that degree, or when we reach some other distant goal. But the truth is, happiness isn't waiting for you at the finish line. It's happening right now in the moments you spend working toward what matters to you. The process is where growth happens. It's in the early mornings when you're grinding, the late nights when you're learning, and the countless hours spent practicing, failing, and trying again. It's in those moments of effort where you're stretched and challenged that you discover who you are and what you're capable of. That's where true joy lies, not in the reward itself, but in the realization that you're growing, evolving, and becoming more than you were yesterday. When you embrace the process, every step becomes meaningful. Even the setbacks and struggles hold value because they teach you resilience, patience, and perseverance. Instead of rushing to get to the next milestone, you start to appreciate the little victories along the way. Each day becomes an opportunity to learn something new, to refine your skills, and to move closer to your dreams. The process becomes a source of fulfillment because it's a reflection of your commitment and effort. Living for the process also frees you from the pressure of perfection. When you focus solely on the end goal, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by how far you have to go. But when you immerse yourself in the journey, you realize that progress, no matter how small, is still progress. You start to find joy in the act of doing and the steps you take, rather than constantly worrying about whether you're there yet. The beauty of happiness in the process is that it's sustainable. While achievements and rewards are fleeting, the process is ongoing. It's something you can return to every single day, finding purpose and joy in the effort itself. It shifts your mindset from "I'll be happy when" to "I'm happy now because I'm moving forward." And that shift changes everything. Happiness is not something you find only when you reach the top of the mountain. It's in every step you take as you climb. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that joy is waiting for us at the end of a long road, in the achievement of some grand goal, or the fulfillment of a dream. We tell ourselves, "I'll be happy when I get there," but in focusing only on the destination, we miss the countless moments of meaning, growth, and joy that happen along the way. The process is where life unfolds. It's in the day-to-day grind, the small efforts, the trials and errors, and even the moments of frustration. These are not just obstacles or means to an end, they are the very essence of the journey. It's in those moments of struggle and perseverance that you discover your strength, your creativity, and your determination. The process shapes you, molds you, and prepares you for whatever comes next. When you look back, it's not the goal itself that will stand out, it's the journey you took to get there, the experiences that made you who you are. Happiness in the process comes from finding meaning in what you do. When you learn to value the act of working towards something, every step feels purposeful. Each day becomes a chance to grow, to improve, and to contribute to something larger than yourself. It's in those small, consistent actions where true satisfaction is found. Even the mistakes and failures become part of the joy because they teach you lessons and make the eventual successes all the more rewarding. Focusing on the process also helps you stay present. Instead of being consumed by what's ahead or weighed down by what's behind, you can immerse yourself in the moment. You begin to notice the little things, the satisfaction of learning something new, the pride of completing a task, or the simple joy of knowing you're moving forward. These moments might seem insignificant, but they're the threads that weave the fabric of a fulfilling life. The process teaches you to celebrate progress, not just perfection. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. It's easy to overlook the importance of these incremental gains when you're fixated on the end goal, but they are what ultimately lead to lasting success. When you find joy in the process, you're no longer dependent on the end result to feel fulfilled. Instead, the journey itself becomes the reward. Happiness in the process is about embracing the ups and downs, the smooth roads and the bumpy ones. It's about seeing every moment as an opportunity to grow, learn, and become better. When you understand this, you realize that happiness is not a prize you win at the end of a race, it's something you create and experience every single day. Living a life of purpose means grounding yourself in something deeper than the fleeting moments of recognition. It's about finding what truly drives you, what gives your life meaning, and what leaves a lasting impact, not just for others to see, but for you to feel in your soul. Purpose isn't about doing things for applause or validation, it's about doing them because they matter, because they align with your values, because they're a reflection of who you are, not who the world wants you to be. When you live for applause, you become a performer. You do things to please others, to hear their cheers, to gain their approval. But applause is temporary. It fades as quickly as it comes, and chasing it can leave you feeling empty and directionless. Living for applause makes you dependent on others to validate your worth. It ties your happiness to things you can't control, other people's opinions, their reactions, their moods. And no matter how much you achieve or how loud the applause, it will never be enough. You'll always be left wanting more, chasing a high that doesn't last. Purpose, on the other hand, gives you something that no applause ever can: fulfillment. It roots you in a sense of direction and clarity that doesn't waver even when the crowd goes silent. Purpose keeps you going when no one's watching, when no one's clapping, when no one's even paying attention. It's what gets you out of bed in the morning, not because someone is expecting something from you, but because you know you're working towards something that matters, something real, something bigger than yourself. When you live with purpose, your actions take on a deeper meaning. You're no longer working for recognition or praise, you're working to make a difference. Whether it's in the lives of others, in your community, or simply in the quiet progress you make within yourself, purpose transforms even the smallest tasks into something meaningful. It turns hard work into a source of pride, not because others notice it, but because you know it aligns with who you are. Purpose also gives you resilience. While applause comes and goes, purpose is steady. It's the foundation you can lean on when things get tough, when the noise of the world fades and you're left with just yourself and your journey. Purpose reminds you why you started and why it's worth continuing, even when the path gets hard. It's not about being seen, it's about being true to yourself. Living with purpose liberates you from the need to constantly seek external approval. It allows you to define success on your own terms. It's not about how many people clap for you or how loud the applause is. It's about whether you can look in the mirror at the end of the day and feel proud of what you're doing and who you're becoming. When you live for purpose, you stop chasing applause, and instead you start building a life that fulfills you from the inside out. The mirror test is one of the most powerful measures of authenticity and self-awareness. It's not about the physical reflection staring back at you, it's about what you see beyond the surface. When you look in the mirror, can you face yourself honestly? Can you say without hesitation that you're living a life aligned with your values, your truth, and your purpose? Or do you see someone who's trying to fit into someone else's expectations, someone chasing approval instead of fulfillment? The mirror doesn't lie. It shows you the reality of who you are, not the image you project to others, but the person you are when no one else is watching. It's in these private moments staring at your reflection where the hard questions come to light. Are you proud of the choices you're making? Are you living in a way that feels true to you? Or are you compromising your authenticity for external validation, approval, or convenience? The mirror test challenges you to confront the gap between who you are and who you want to be. It's not about being perfect, it's about being honest. It asks you to acknowledge where you've fallen short and where you've let fear, doubt, or external pressures dictate your path. But it also invites you to celebrate your growth, your resilience, and the small, daily victories that define your journey. It's a moment of reckoning, but it's also a moment of empowerment, a reminder that you hold the power to change the reflection if you're not happy with what you see. Taking the mirror test means asking yourself tough questions. Are you proud of the way you treat others? Are you pursuing your dreams or someone else's expectations? Are you making decisions that align with your values? Or are you compromising for temporary comfort or approval? These questions might be uncomfortable, but they're necessary. They force you to strip away the layers of excuses and justifications and get to the heart of what truly matters. The mirror test is also about accountability. It's easy to blame circumstances, other people, or external factors for where you are in life. But the mirror doesn't let you hide behind excuses. It reflects the truth that you are responsible for your actions, your choices, and ultimately, your happiness. It's a reminder that change begins with self-awareness and the courage to take ownership of your journey. What makes the mirror test so profound is that it's deeply personal. No one else can take it for you. It's not about how others perceive you, it's about how you perceive yourself. It's about finding peace with the person you are, even as you strive to grow and improve. When you can look in the mirror and feel a sense of alignment between your actions and your values, that's when you know you're on the right path. It's not about being perfect, it's about being authentic, honest, and true to yourself. Sustainable joy isn't something you stumble upon or something that happens by chance. It's something you cultivate intentionally, piece by piece, day by day. It's the result of consistent choices, habits, and actions that nourish your well-being and align with your values. Unlike fleeting happiness, which comes and goes depending on circumstances, sustainable joy is deeply rooted. It doesn't depend on external events or temporary highs. It grows from within, nurtured by the life you create for yourself. Building sustainable joy starts with small, daily actions. It's in the moments when you choose gratitude over complaining, mindfulness over distraction, and progress over perfection. It's about showing up for yourself each day, even in the smallest ways. Whether it's taking time to appreciate the sunrise, pausing to reflect on your blessings, or carving out time for what you love, these seemingly minor actions add up over time to create a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling. Sustainable joy also comes from prioritizing what truly matters. It requires stepping back and asking yourself, what brings me peace? What brings me energy? What aligns with who I am? It's about focusing on the relationships, activities, and goals that resonate deeply with you and letting go of the things that drain you or pull you away from your purpose. By investing your time and energy wisely, you create a foundation for joy that can withstand life's inevitable challenges. It's also important to recognize that sustainable joy is built on balance. Life is not always easy, and it's unrealistic to feel happy every moment of every day. But when you focus on creating sustainable joy, you learn to embrace life's full range of emotions. You understand that tough moments are a natural part of the journey, and that joy isn't the absence of struggle, it's the ability to find light even in the midst of darkness. By building a mindset of resilience, gratitude, and hope, you equip yourself to navigate challenges without losing your sense of purpose and contentment. Self-care plays a crucial role in sustainable joy as well. Taking care of your mental, physical, and emotional health isn't selfish, it's essential. When you prioritize rest, nutrition, exercise, and emotional well-being, you create a strong foundation that allows joy to flourish. These daily acts of self-care may seem small, but they have a profound impact over time. They give you the energy, clarity, and strength to live fully and embrace the moments that matter most. Lastly, sustainable joy is built through connection to yourself, to others, and to something greater than yourself. When you nurture meaningful relationships, show kindness, and contribute to the well-being of those around you, you create a sense of belonging and purpose that deepens your joy. Likewise, when you take time to reflect on your own values and dreams, you strengthen your connection to who you are and what you stand for. Sustainable joy is not a one-time achievement, it's a practice, a commitment, and a way of life. It's about showing up each day with intention, making choices that align with your values, and finding meaning in the small moments. Over time, these efforts create a reservoir of joy that you can draw upon no matter what life brings your way. Happiness is not something that happens to you, it's something you actively choose every single day. It's a mindset, a way of seeing the world, and an approach to life that comes from within. While external circumstances can influence how you feel in the moment, true happiness doesn't depend on what's happening around you. It's a decision to focus on what you can control, to find gratitude in the present, and to create meaning in your life regardless of the challenges you face. Choosing happiness doesn't mean ignoring difficulties or pretending everything is perfect. Life is filled with ups and downs, and some moments are undeniably tough. But even in the midst of struggles, you have the power to decide how you respond. You can choose to dwell on what's wrong, or you can choose to focus on what's still good. You can choose to see problems as insurmountable obstacles, or you can view them as opportunities for growth and resilience. This doesn't make challenges disappear, but it does change how they affect you and how you move forward. The choice to be happy often starts with gratitude. It's about shifting your focus from what you lack to what you have. There will always be things you want, goals you haven't achieved, or aspects of your life you wish were different. But when you take a moment to appreciate the blessings in your life, big or small, you cultivate a sense of contentment that no external achievement can provide. Gratitude transforms your perspective, allowing you to see abundance where you once saw scarcity. Another key aspect of choosing happiness is letting go of what you can't control. So much of life is unpredictable, and trying to control everything only leads to frustration and stress. When you accept that some things are beyond your influence, you free yourself from the weight of unnecessary worry. Instead, you can focus your energy on the things you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. This shift empowers you to take ownership of your happiness rather than placing it in the hands of external circumstances or other people. Choosing happiness also means embracing the present moment. Too often we tie our happiness to future events. I'll be happy when I get that job, or I'll feel better once I've achieved this goal. But happiness isn't something you find in the future, it's something you create right now. By living fully in the moment, appreciating what's in front of you, and finding joy in the small, everyday experiences, you can experience happiness that's both immediate and lasting. Lastly, happiness is a choice because it requires intentional effort. It's not about waiting for life to align perfectly. It's about making the conscious decision to see the good, to act with kindness, and to nurture positivity in yourself and others. This doesn't mean you'll feel happy all the time. No one does. But by consistently choosing to prioritize joy, gratitude, and a positive outlook, you build a foundation for a happier and more fulfilling life. In the end, happiness is less about what happens to you and more about how you choose to interpret, respond to, and grow from life's experiences. It's a daily practice, a deliberate decision, and a powerful way to take control of your life and your well-being. As we move forward in life, we will face challenges, setbacks, and moments of uncertainty. But remember, happiness is not a destination, it's a choice we make every day. We have the power to shape our mindset, to choose gratitude over complaint, and to find joy in the process, not just the outcome. So, let's embrace the power of choice. Let's commit to living with intention, choosing happiness even when it feels difficult, and finding meaning in every step of our journey. Because at the end of the day, the happiness we seek is always within our reach. It's simply a matter of choosing to live it. Thank you.